To learn the good, the bad, and the reality of the nomadic lifestyle, click the subscribe button so you don't miss anything. Click the bell notification. I can remember the first time I said that nomads need to hide in plain sight if they want to be stealthy. I was in the Navajo National Park in Arizona when I said it. I have seen that stealthy vans are not stealthy. And the more this lifestyle becomes a thing and more people come out here, the less stealthy it's going to be. Now, I know a lot of people seem to think that I'm completely all hosed up on this. I got the best stealthy van in the world. It's perfectly stealthy. Nobody ever notices I'm around. But I see it on Facebook all the time. So there must be a disconnect between people who use Facebook, the van life groups, and people who watch YouTube channels. Although I have a point to that too. But in the van groups, they always talk about how stealthy they are. And the second most talked about subject is how many times they get the knock on the door, meaning that some law enforcement agency has knocked on their door telling them they can't park there. Well, if you're so stealthy, they wouldn't be knocking on your door because they wouldn't know you were there. You were invisible. I was on a submarine. And the submarine service is called the stealthy service. So we go underwater and we make ourselves silent so nobody can hear or see us. Well, I've said many times that my homemade truck camper, stick out like a sore thumb, is more stealthy than any stealthy van because I hide in plain sight. I hide in spots that I'm supposed to be at. Nobody notices me. Nobody's concerned about me. Nobody's knocking on my door. Nobody's calling the police on me. Last year, I saw a YouTube channel report that sleeping on the streets, nobody cares if you sleep on the streets. They're not paying attention to you. And I was arguing, yes, they are. To the point where I was saying, well, if they're not worried about you, then why are people getting a knock on the door? Saw another YouTube channel, and I was just astonished at this whole concept. But this guy was driving around town pointing out stealthy vans. Oh, there's one. See how he's all set up? That's pretty cool. Yeah, you can't notice that. Yeah, he's got reflectors in the windows. There's no air conditioner in the back. His windows are tinted. And he's pointing out all these attributes of these vans that are stealthy. And I kept yelling at the screen, they're not stealthy because you can't see them. So as a result, more and more cities are shutting down van life. The other aspect of this is the more we claim to be stealthy and the more the people who are seeing all these stealthy vans, the more people are coming out here pretending to be stealthy right along with you. And so now we're seeing streets lined with RVs and vans and minivans. And now I got commenters telling me that on their street, people are pulling up, bringing out tables and barbecue pits. I think I read, and don't quote me on this, it's been a while since I read it, but something like 140 U.S. cities now have a ban on living in your car, and there's a $1,000 fine. There's towns in Canada that are following suit with the United States, and they got towns now that are charging $1,000 if you're caught sleeping in your van. The article I read about Canada said that they were actually using the United States model on how to ban people from sleeping in their cars. Now, I get it. I got to say this almost in every video now. People will tell me, Rob, you're talking about the homeless. You're not talking about people, nomads. I would disagree with that simply because there are YouTubers driving around saying, look at that stealthy camper and look at that. I don't think this is a homeless thing. But even at that, let's say it is a homeless thing. People are coming out here using the advice of nomads. So it doesn't matter what you call yourself. If you call yourself a nomad, I'm a nomad, I can park on the street. But you may be the only ones that are seeing the difference. People who live in sticking bricks don't care. I read one article, again, a while back, that said, if I see a van in front of my house parked and it's creepy looking, and of course, I guess they consider all vans creepy looking, I'm calling the police because there is no way I'm going to have my children play in my front yard with a creepy looking van sitting in front of my house. And that's the crust of it, is people are scared of what they don't understand. And there's no way we're going to educate them. Why should they even care about being educated about your lifestyle? And that's the problem, I think, is we're forcing people who don't care to think that they have to accept us. We shouldn't think that way. We should think the other way. Since they don't care and we do, then we need to worry about their thought process and what we can do to fit in. And the easiest way to fit in is to hide in plain sight. You go to campgrounds, you go to national forest, you go to BLMs. You follow the rules, you don't trash the place up, you don't dump sanitary tanks on the ground. Even in this city park, when I'd stay here for 5 days, I wouldn't set up a picnic table and a barbecue pit and make a big spectacle of myself. I've actually seen pictures of people in Walmart parking lots set up umbrellas and lawn chairs. So there's this mentality that, oh, look at me, I'm special, I get to go do whatever I want, nobody can tell me what to do. And then they get mad when people tell them what to do. I'll tell you how creepy people living in a van appear. In Baltimore, the mayor just made a public announcement on a TV show, on a news program, local news, that he warned the citizens of Baltimore about white vans. He says there is a whole rash of white vans coming around stealing young girls. And so he was connecting the white vans to this horrible crime. Well, come to find out, it's not true. The police department immediately came out and said, no, that's not true. There is not white vans going around stealing young girls. It's actually a very rare event. It's circulating through social media that these white vans are picking up young girls. And that's where the mayor got the information from, was from social media. So he took this fear that already exists in people's minds that, oh, if there's a creepy van outside, and then he brought it into his city and said, okay, look, residents, there's a serious problem. And he said, yeah, don't park next to a white van in the parking lot. And if you come out of the store and you see a white van, don't go near your car, call the police right away. And so what he did was he took an urban legend of vans and he amplified the thought and made a public statement. And the thing is I saw this on social media a while back. And I thought about saying something then, and I thought, no, everybody's gonna know this is not true. So now the police are being called on all these van dwellers because the police have to do their job, even though they know it's not true. So if you're a van dweller, you are now more in the spotlight than you were before. So again, it would be a lot better to hide in plain sight by camping where you're supposed to be camping than camping on city streets or Walmart parking lots, because it's becoming taboo. They're reinforcing these urban legends to get you off their streets. Thanks for watching. Like if you like the video, and happy travels.